everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to the WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, and this, which will be our fourth Attitude Era pay-per-view, and our first major one, it's SummerSlam. So let's have a quick look at the card we've got set for you tonight. Yeah, Edge and Christian are going to defend their Tag Team Championships against Farooq and Bradshaw, the APA. Of course, Farooq and Bradshaw won the recent #1 Contenders tournament that's been going on since the last pay-per-view. We are going to crown our first ever European champion as Kane takes on Mark Henry. We have a fatal 4-way elimination extreme rules match between The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. We have the finale of the big feud here between Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. R-Truth is going to defend his Intercontinental Championship for the first time here, and he's going to take on Chris Jericho, Randy Orton and Scott Hall in a ladder match. We have the Animal Batista taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar in an Extreme Rules match. And then our main event is going to be Shawn Michaels defending his WWF Championship against CM Punk. So let's get straight into our first match of the evening. So as I said, our first match is going to be the Tag Team TLC match as Edge and Christian defend their Tag Team Championships against the APA, Farooq and Bradshaw. And we are underway. And I can't for the life of me remember why I was even so stupid enough to book a ladder match. It's absolutely insane. This entire thing has just been a joke so far. This is the attempt to record a match number 5. A match that doesn't involve in Bradshaw getting stuck on Farouk's feet. It's, oh god, it's been, oh god. Please 2K, please increase the AI in matches such as ladder matches. Edge with a ladder straight to the face of Bradshaw pretty early on. Of course, this is Edge and Christian's first title defense. They won them belts back at the last pay-per-view. Farooq and Bradshaw have since won the #1 Contenders tournament as well. Edge and Christian defeated Kevin Nash and Scott Hall for the belt. And it was also Nash and Hall who the APA knocked out in the very first round of the tag team competition. As Bradshaw climbing the ladder, Farooq has Edge smothered, but Christian's back up to bring Bradshaw down and kick the air. Farooq now the front chancery on Christian. Christian slamming Farooq down to the mat. Flapjack by Christian. And Edge gets caught with a belly-to-belly slam as well. Bradshaw climbing the ladder again, but Edge brings him down with a punch to the back. Now Farooq has a hold of that ladder. I think he's just going to reset it so it's a bit more central. However, it doesn't matter as Bradshaw DDTs Edge straight into the ladder. Great backdrop there by Christian to land Farooq actually on that ladder as well, I think. Back elbow by Farooq. There's an elbow drop by Bradshaw. The team working well together with several moves the same. And there's a big ladder blow to the face of Christian. Farooq sets up the ladder. Edge with that DDT. And now Farooq has a table. And that's another thing I'd like 2K to look at for the next game as well, is that in matches that are not table matches, they very rarely use the table. Like in an Extreme Rules match, I would like to see them use the table a bit more. In a TLC match, I would like to see them try and put their opponents through the table as well, rather than just using the table as a weapon to hit someone in the stomach with. I'd like to see them actually use the table to put people through. As JBL is just completely ignoring the tables, ladders and chairs. He has ring steps. Slides them ring steps in, and Christian's halfway up the ladder here. Christian's halfway up the ladder, but Farooq catches him, brings him down, and now, for some reason, just completely ignores him after that. Bradshaw's climbing the ladder. Christian, cleverly enough, backdrops Farooq into the ladder that Bradshaw was climbing. Manages to take out both members of APA at the same time. And it is just a minefield in the ring. I mean, we have 2 ladders, a table, and a steel set of stairs in the ring. Christian now going for an Impritia, I think, and he hits the Impritia on Farooq. And Edge, the ladder he just set up, he pushes over. As you do. You set things up, you knock them down. Neckbreaker by Edge. Now Farooq has Christian up and drops him down. And slamming Bradshaw's face into the mat as well. Edge bringing Bradshaw back up to his feet. And who's going to go for that execution DDT again? But Farouk's lining something big up on the other side of the ring. What's Farooq got planned? It's a big clothesline. The clothesline from hell. And now Farooq with the ladder to the face of Edge. And Edge and Christian have both been taken... Oh, I say Edge and Christian have both been taken out. Christian's back up, and as is Edge now. Edge and Farooq both climbing that ladder in the centre of the ring. Who's going to come out on top of this? Edge with the sunset flip powerbomb. Now Christian climbs the ladder. Edge has Farooq incapacitated here, but Bradshaw to try and bring Christian down. He does. Electric chair onto the ladder. And I was reading an article today, actually, just to go completely off subject for a second. I was reading an article of, they reckon that they've accidentally, not accidentally, but we know certain people that are going to be on the WWE 2K15 game now, because based on the entrance video they've released for Finn Balor, you can see people in the crowd wearing certain shirts. So you can see a guy wearing a Kevin Owens shirt. There's a guy wearing an Enzo Amore shirt, which is a great news. So we'd love to see Enzo Amore. And Big Cass probably as well. There's a guy wearing a Baron Corbin shirt as well. So it's gives you a brief idea of who's going to be in the game. There's also a guy in a Bret Hart shirt. So I would assume Bret Hart's going to be on the game. And I'm sure Natalya had said at some point in the past that Jim the Anvil Neidhart was going to be on it as well. And Edge manages to grab a hold of that belt and bring it down. JBL managed to bring Christian down, but Edge was too quickly down with that belt. And I'm sorry, I know it's not the most fantastic finish in the world, but at attempt number 6, that's the best I've had so far by a country mile. As you see, Edge and... Well, this is Edge and Farooq at the top of the ladder now. That's where Edge takes Farooq down in the... There you see Bradshaw take Christian down. He tried to kick the ladder from underneath Edge's feet, but Edge already had a hold of the belt and brings it down. And Edge and Christian successfully defend their tag team championships here at the Summerslam pay-per-view in a tables, ladders and chairs match. One of their specialities, really. Well, considering their part of the TLC match was chairs, we didn't see a single chair in the match, but still... They've done fantastically here, and you see Christian climbing the ladder, holding that belt up high. I like that. I do like that. And our second match here this evening, we are going to crown our first ever European champion as Kane takes on Mark Henry. And we are underway here. We are going to crown our first ever European champion here in this universe mode. It is a bit of a shame because I really did want one of the European guys to get through to the final. Well, I wanted one of the European guys to win the championship, to tell the truth, but unfortunately they were unsuccessful in their attempts, which has left us here with Kane and Mark Henry. So we know one of these guys is going to walk out with some silverware, some gold strapped around his waist. And who will it be? Will it be Kane representing the Ministry, or will it be the world's strongest man, Mark Henry? My money personally is on Kane, but you can never write off Mark Henry as well. I'm glad to see in a singles match like this that I'm not going to have to record this 6 times to avoid a dodgy finish. Singles matches are great. It's the one thing in the game that's not too bad. Ladder matches, oh god, I'm so frustrated with ladder matches at the moment. And knowing I've got another one still left on this card for the Intercontinental Championship just frightens the life out of me at the moment. Kane with a headlock here on Mark Henry. Now brings him up for that backbreaker. And Kane is dominating this match at the moment. Mark Henry struggling here. Henry drops Kane flat on his face. Now Henry with the belly-to-belly slam. Showing some of his strength. Gets around the back of Kane. Kane gets caught in the headlock, and now Henry just throwing Kane in that scoop slam, but almost throwing him partway across the ring. Kane with a big knee to the stomach of Mark Henry. Now Henry throwing Kane into the corner. Kane throwing Henry into the corner. And hits that clothesline. And Henry with a big clothesline again on Kane. And now an elbow drop. So Kane dominated at the beginning of this match, but now Mark Henry starting to take over the momentum. Kane's struggling a bit here. And just to say that, he catches Henry with the snapmare, followed up by the stomps. Henry back up to his feet though. Went for the kick to the stomach on Kane. Kane blocked it, and Henry managed to push him away, gain some space. And the two lock up again, and this time Kane with a knee to the stomach of Mark Henry. And again, Mark Henry catching the leg of Kane. Hits him with that headbutt, going for the pin. Only a 1 count. Henry going for that early victory. Neither of the two of these guys have had an opportunity at gold yet in this universe mode, so this is the first time they've been given the chance. And I'm sure they'll both really want to pick that up. Prove what they can do. Neither of these guys get used an awful lot either. I think it's the first time I used Mark Henry was actually in that competition. I'm not the massive Mark Henry fan, I must admit. Kane now just lifting Mark Henry up himself. Dropping him over the top of his head hard onto the mat. Now bringing Mark Henry back up to his feet via his throat. Henry fights him away there, that back elbow. And Henry has Kane up. Fall away slam. I thought maybe going for the world's strongest slam there for a second, but catch him in the fall away slam. Henry now another headbutt to the chest of Kane. That's the second time we've seen him do that so far this evening. And now a big boot to the back. Brings Kane back up to his feet. And Henry locks Kane in, and Mark Henry showing his strength again there, hitting Kane with a powerbomb. Now brings him back up to his feet again. There he is in the gorilla press. Dropped into the power slam. Henry with a pin. 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Kane is still in this. Mark Henry gets Kane up though. World's strongest slam. Straight into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And we have our first ever European champion crowned here. Mark Henry. As I said, Kane dominated the opening segments of this match. However, Henry just slowly came back, and this was one of the big moves that really finished Kane off. There's the gorilla press into the power slam. That was only for a 2 count. And then Henry grabs Kane up straight away into this world's strongest slam. And there he goes down hard. For the 1, the 2, and the 3. So we have crowned a brand new champion here this evening. The European Championship is Mark Henry's. And I guess this means we'll be seeing more about Henry now in this universe mode. Well done to Mark Henry, first ever European champion. And now move into our third match of the evening. It's going to be The Rock versus The Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H in a fatal 4-way Extreme Rules elimination match. And here we go. Nothing major for the winner of this match. However, of course, whoever does win this match will fly up the rankings. Beating 4 of the big names on this roster will certainly put you higher up the rankings. And we still don't have anyone in line as yet to face the champion next month. I think we are going to do maybe Triple H versus Austin next month in a feud. That's one that Jay has requested in the comments section, so that will definitely be going ahead. So, just have to see now who comes to the forefront maybe in this match. And of course, who wins the championship is going to make a difference of who fights for it as well, depending on the styles. Of course, we do have the championship match later this evening. Shawn Michaels will defend his belt against CM Punk. The Rock has a trash can and Taker joins him outside, but he might regret that as The Rock just attacking Taker with that trash can. Triple H and Austin fighting in the centre of the ring still. Undertaker twisting the arm of The Rock, and now The Rock throws Taker into that announce table. Now just slamming his head off of that announce table as well. As Austin and Triple H still trading blows in the centre of the ring. Rock with a Russian leg sweep on the Undertaker on the outside, and that's not going to do much good for either of the two guys' backs. Now Taker giving The Rock some of his own medicine as he throws his head into the announce table, then catches him with a running DDT on the outside. Now Taker's under the ring. What's he looking for here? Oh, as he was under the ring, The Rock managed to make his way back up to his feet and catches Taker with a boot to the back. Throws him back into the ring. Of course, this is Extreme Rules, so there are no countouts or disqualifications. However, all pinfalls and submissions must take place within the ring. The Rock slides back in now himself and locks up with the Undertaker. He gets around the back, and now The Rock there with a Saito suplex. Triple H tripping Austin there. That's the one I'm looking for, tripping. Again, The Rock trying to pull out a weapon. This time the Undertaker catches him, and as Triple H just throws Austin over the top rope, and Austin takes advantage by getting straight into the ring looking for a weapon. Now Triple H looking for a weapon, and these two guys just trading blows on the outside. The Rock throws Taker back into the ring now looking for another weapon as well. The Rock did have a baseball bat, but Taker knocked it straight out of Rock's hand. Austin's just desperate to find himself a weapon, but every time he goes under that ring, Triple H catches him out. The Rock, of course, I think, started this Universe mode as the WWF Champion. He did, yes, he started the Universe mode as the Champion, lost it in the very first pay-per-view to Kurt Angle. As Austin finally has himself a weapon, he's using it very effectively, just beating the hell out of Triple H outside with a chair. Yeah, The Rock started the Universe mode as the Champion, lost it the very first pay-per-view to Kurt Angle. Then Kurt Angle had to defend the belt in a Elimination Chamber match at the following pay-per-view. Of course, lost the belt to Shawn Michaels. Michaels defended it successfully to Triple H last month, and now this is his second defense against CM Punk here this evening. Triple H down and out here on the outside. Austin just really taking him to town. Same with the Undertaker and The Rock in the middle of the ring at the moment as well, as Austin's got his chair again. Straight across the back of Triple H, and he's even broken the chair, as you can see. The Rock has got Undertaker locked into the abdominal stretch. Austin going for the pin while Taker was still locked in the abdominal stretch. Referee trying to do two jobs at once. The submission was broken and the pin only lasted for a 2. Now, Triple H has the ring steps. Promptly drops them though. Changing his mind, I think it's because Austin followed him outside the ring. Rock with a pin here on the Undertaker, only for a 2 count. Big boot by Taker on The Rock. Now Taker locking in a reverse dragon sleeper as Austin just throws Triple H right over the top of them ring steps. He landed hard. Rock fighting out that reverse dragon sleeper with a knee to the face of the Undertaker. But Taker has The Rock. He's got him up. Last ride by the Undertaker on The Rock, but The Rock fighting Taker off. Austin with a pin on Triple H, and The Rock hits the Undertaker with a rock bottom straight into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. The Undertaker's eliminated here. The Rock got hit with the last ride, but completely no-sell. They got straight back up and catches the Undertaker with a rock bottom. And now Austin signaling for something here, but Rock looks like he's stolen Austin's thunder. Rock locking Triple H into that abdominal stretch, and Triple H's back has taken quite a bit of damage on the outside. Wouldn't surprise me if he does have to tap here. And now The Rock with a rock bottom on Triple H as well. Straight into the pin. 1, 2, and 3. The Rock has eliminated both Triple H and The Undertaker now with rock bottoms. Oh, but he went one too far there. Went for the boot to the stomach on Austin. And Austin catches him with a stunner. And there's your free count. Your victor here this evening, Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's the chair blows on the outside here by Austin on Triple H. The abdominal stretch there by The Rock on The Undertaker as well as Austin hits that double elbow. I'm surprised that was only a 2 count as well by The Rock. And as you see, The Rock fresh off eliminating Triple H goes to attack Austin, and Austin just hits him with a stunner out of nowhere for the 3 count. Big victory here for Austin. He'll be very happy with that. Like I said, that'll push him up the rankings, as we've said. However, I think we may be looking at Austin versus Triple H feud next month anyway. Maybe the winner of that feud between Austin and Triple H can go on to fight for the championship, maybe. We'll have to see how things develop over the next couple of months. And of course, see how things develop this evening between Shawn Michaels and CM Punk for that WWF Championship. And our next match here this evening will be Hollywood Hulk Hogan taking on the Ultimate Warrior. And here we go. These two guys have been going at it for the last month now. Everything's been leading up to this one match here at SummerSlam. Of course, this was mainly done as homage to the Hogan versus Warrior feud of WrestleMania 6. That was champion versus champion, though. This is just a way to relive that. Warrior catches Hogan with that atomic drop. And both these guys have been getting a couple of victories over each other, I think. They're not, no one's really come out majorly on top of this feud as of yet. Hogan did very well in the first month as he had a feud. I've realised this recently, we've used Hogan every single month so far, so we might have a rest from Hogan next month. Hogan faced off against Sting in month number 1. In month number 2 it was Hogan versus The Rock. And now we're doing Hogan versus Warrior. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of a rest from Hogan. Bring some of the other guys in. Because we haven't used a lot of Austin yet. We haven't used a lot of Triple H either. So we just want to keeping things fresh and using as many different guys as possible. There's a running DDT there by Hulk Hogan. Clothesline by Warrior. Now, just remember, if you guys do check out the description below, you will find the link to all of my other Universe Mode brands that I'm currently running. I've got 6 on the go at the same time. We're running a show every single day and a pay-per-view every single Sunday. Of course, Mondays we have the WWE Raw, the current day roster. On Tuesdays we have Global Impact from Global Force Wrestling. Wednesdays we have Ring of Honor Television, of course, Ring of Honor. Thursdays we have Throwback Thursday, which is the Retro roster. Fridays, of course, is Attitude Era, which you're watching right now. And on Saturdays we upload Combat Zone Wrestling. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And if I get this out the way early, if you could like this video, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It does really help me. And of course, if you would subscribe as well, that'd be even better. Plus, you also get a nice little notification every time I upload a video. However, you can guarantee if you come on, I would have uploaded a video. I upload a video every single day, at least one video every single day at the moment. I think I uploaded about 12 over the weekend alone, so it's always worth checking out. I know these videos are long and a lot of you guys might not be overly interested, but there's no reason why you can't just like flick through them maybe if you want to just find out what's going on. Big boot by Hogan. He's hulked up, he hits the big boot, and there's the atomic leg drop. Could this be all? 1, 2, no, Warrior kicking out. Been no easy victories here this evening for Hogan. Hogan now with that shoulder block. And now an elbow drop as well. Warrior has Hogan up high above his head, but Hogan fights his way out and catches Warrior with that DDT. Almost spiked DDT as well. And now there's Hogan with an elbow drop to the stomach of Warrior. Brings him back up to his feet. Warrior's not having any of it, but Hogan forces him away to gain some space and catches Warrior with the Bulldog. Warrior catches Hogan now though with the Jawbreaker, and Hogan straight in with the hip toss, which we know will definitely be a replay. This game loves a good hip toss. Hip toss city. Shoulder block there by Warrior again, now pulling Hogan into the centre of the ring. Looks like he's going to go for a pin, maybe not. There's Warrior's big splash. 1, 2. No, Hogan kicks out. Well, in fairness, the game timed that terribly because the referee's hand stopped about a couple of seconds before Warrior's shoulders came up. But still, oh sorry, before Hogan's shoulders came up. But still, only a 2 count. Both these guys now kicking out of each other's finishing maneuvers. Who is finally going to be able to put enough damage on their opponent to finish them off? Hogan with a backbreaker. And now an elbow drop to the back as well, but that only seems to have G'd Warrior up as he makes his way back up to his feet. Hogan with a trip and then went for an elbow drop again, but Warrior avoids it. Warrior catches Hogan with that power slam. And Hogan there with another hip toss. We know we got 2 replays this evening now then at least. And a 3rd hip toss. And a 4th hip toss. 1. Warrior is being taken to hip toss city by Hulk Hogan here. Belly to belly suplex there by Warrior. Get it back into it. And there goes Hogan's arm straight into the ring. Warrior with the elbows now across the shoulders of Hogan. Warrior with a headlock on Hogan. Hogan brings him back and catches him with the back elbow of his own. And now here we go for the mounted punches. We've seen a lot of these in this feud. We've seen Warrior actually bust Hogan open a few times with those punches as well. Now Warrior trying to lock in a submission hold here. Just pushing his knee into the back of Hogan and wrenching back at the neck. Curving the spine at an angle it really shouldn't be going in. Hogan survives though. Warrior brings him back up to his feet. And Warrior gets caught with a knee to the stomach by Hogan. Hogan with the suplex. Warrior reverses into that neck breaker. Now pulling Hogan into the centre of the ring. Gonna go for a pin here again. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Both guys back up to their feet in the middle of the ring, and it's Warrior going for another submission hold. Not quite his style as normal. Locking in the abdominal stretch, and it's enough. Hogan taps out. The Ultimate Warrior defeats Hollywood Hulk Hogan here by way of submission. There was that Gorilla Press, which was reversed by Hogan into quite a spiked DDT. This is where Hogan got caught with Warrior's big splash. That was only for a 2 count though, so close to being a 3. And yep, as I promised, there's a hip toss. It's Warrior going for another pin there, but of course that was only for a 2 again. And there's the abdominal stretch really wrenching back. You see the angle of Hogan's shoulder wrenched back by Warrior, just twisting the abdominal muscles as well. And the Ultimate Warrior here victorious in this match over Hulk Hogan. And also, he's going to laugh last in this feud. What a great introduction to the universe mode for himself. Of course, he's only been part of this roster for the last month or so. So, great way for him to kick things off. And now we can think about doing other things with him next month. Maybe even Intercontinental Championship. Who knows? And here is our next match of the evening. It's going to be R-Truth defending his Intercontinental Championship in a fatal 4-way ladder match against Chris Jericho, Randy Orton and Scott Hall. And here we go with our second ladder match of the evening, which has already failed on several attempts for me to record it due to artificial stupidity, should we call it. Of course, two of the guys in this ring are former Intercontinental champions in this universe mode. Chris Jericho started with the belt, lost it very early on to Randy Orton, who of course lost it at the last pay-per-view to R-Truth. I don't know how Truth is doing what he's doing, and as much as I don't want him to win here this evening, I can't write it off at all, because even though he's got the lowest stats on this roster, for him to defeat Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero and Edge to become the King of the Ring, and then go on to the next month and defeat Randy Orton, while Randy Orton had Batista at ringside as well to win the Intercontinental Championship, is just amazes me so much. I think Jericho could definitely do a bit of a good one as well, because he's been struggling in this universe mode. Of course, lost his Intercontinental Championship quite early, and the opportunity he has had, he hasn't done too well so far. Of course, he was part of that Elimination Chamber match a couple of months ago, where Shawn Michaels picked up the WWF Championship from Kurt Angle. Jericho now throwing the ladder into the ring. Of course, all these guys are more than capable of becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Scott Hall was part of that legendary Intercontinental match with the first ever ladder match as well at WrestleMania 10, as he took on Shawn Michaels. But Chris Jericho, of course, is very experienced in ladder matches as well, and Randy Orton's had his fair share of Money in the Bank ladder matches. And I think I seem to remember that R-Truth's afraid of heights. I'm sure that's a storyline they went with recently, so he used the very same storyline, the very same jokes he used a couple of years ago about saying, I can't climb a ladder, I'm arachnophobic. And everyone's like, what? There could be spiders at the top of the ladder. Yeah. It was really funny the first time. Jawbreaker by Jericho. Hall sets the ladder up. Probably had a chance to climb there while... Probably has a chance to climb now actually as well, while R-Truth and Jericho distracted Orton. Scott Hall now swinging that ladder. Catches R-Truth in the face with it. And now there's two ladders set up in the ring. Neither of them actually underneath the belt. Do you ever have that moment when you're playing Universe where you really regret booking a ladder match? It's not a ladder match. And you really regret booking two ladder matches on the same card. As Scott Hall just falls off the ladder. No one helps him. He just falls off the ladder. Randy Orton catches Jericho with that back elbow, and now Scott Hall is down. Randy gets around the back and takes R-Truth out. I don't know why they just don't push over the ladder. And he went the long way around the ladder as well. That's what frustrates me. He could have just gone round to the bit where R-Truth was climbing, but instead he decided to go around the whole opposite side of the ladder first and then catch R-Truth down. But either way, at least he managed to stop. Jericho setting the ladder up now as well, and Hall is down. Orton pushes the ladder over. Jericho still has hold of the belt, but Hall pulls him down and drops him in that electric chair. Hall climbs the ladder again, and Hall has a hold of the belt now. And Hall brings it down. Scott Hall bring the belt down. Randy Orton and R-Truth were distracted. Chris Jericho was grounded. And Scott Hall sneaks up and brings that belt down, and we have a new Intercontinental Champion. Our fourth Intercontinental Champion of this universe mode. As you see, Scott Hall sets the ladder up. He climbs that ladder as Randy Orton and R-Truth are locked up. Jericho's down. And Scott Hall managed to pull that belt down, and we have a brand new Intercontinental Champion for you. And that's a terrible little cutscene, considering that when the guys pull the belt down, they drop to the ground. But either way, Scott Hall Intercontinental Champion. That means we've seen 2 new champions here this evening. Also seen the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian successfully defend their tag team championships against the APA. Congratulations to Scott Hall, though. The 2nd championship he's held in this universe mode, after the tag team championship as well. The most decorated guy we've had in this universe mode so far. And there's gold back in the NWO faction now. And our next match is going to be the Extreme Rules match as the Animal Batista takes on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And here we go. These 2 guys have had some incredibly physical matches over the past few months. Over the past few weeks, actually, sorry. And tonight is going to be different in one way. It's Extreme Rules. So tonight is not a match. Tonight is going to be a fight. And anything's allowed. No countouts. No disqualifications. The referee could have some serious problems here this evening. German suplex by Brock Lesnar. Both these guys have shared victories against each other. Nobody's really dominated this feud at all. We've seen many a Batista bomb and many an F5 over the last few weeks. The thing that surprised me the most about these 2 is they have a habit of kicking out of each other's finishing maneuvers on several occasions. Lesnar with a front chancery. And now a fisherman's suplex on Brock Lesnar. Sorry, on Batista. I always struggle when when both guys in the match have the same letter starting their name. I always tend to throw the wrong one out all the time. 2 guys locking up now in the centre of the ring. Lesnar twisting the arm and catches Batista with a front chancery. Batista trips and now brings Lesnar back up to his feet. Went for some strikes, but Lesnar blocks and catches a strike of his own. These 2 guys seem to have developed a very good understanding of each other's movesets over the past few weeks. I just see a lot of reversals in this match. Brock now, I think both these guys are really just testing the water still a little bit. Brock with a front chancery and now, oh, backdrop. And now here comes some of the MMA style attack tactics there by Brock Lesnar, just mounting his opponent and just launching the assault with the punches to the face. There's the backbreaker as well. And Brock Lesnar's in a bit of control of this match now. Batista will need to really come back into this fall-away slam by Lesnar. And now he slides out of the ring and Lesnar's underneath the ring. He's looking for some hardware and Batista catches him with the baseball slide and Brock drops whatever he had under the ring. Belly to belly slam by Brock Lesnar on Batista on the outside. Batista back up to his feet though and catches Lesnar with that running clothesline. Punch to the stomach and now belly to belly suplex on the outside by Brock Lesnar on Batista. Batista's back hitting that thin matting so hard. Of course, there's not much protection out there at all. It's about an inch thick, that matting, and underneath is solid concrete. Things could get worse here for Batista. There's a powerbomb. Oh, but Lesnar holds on. And the second powerbomb, and Lesnar still brings him up for a big third powerbomb on the outside. And now Lesnar has Batista up, and there's the F5 on the outside as well. The only problem is Brock Lesnar can't pin a man outside. And Batista fighting back, throwing Lesnar back into the ring. Now a big boot to the side of the head. How's Batista still up? After being caught with 3 powerbombs and an F5 on the outside, I thought Batista would have been down and out of this match. There's the winds of change. That twist inside walk slam. Lesnar with a big punch across the back of Batista. Batista fights out and hits a thrust across the back of his own. Back elbows by Batista. Now catches Lesnar with that. Also like a backdrop into a front slam. Again on the outside. Both guys taking a lot more damage out here than they would do inside the ring. Batista throws Lesnar into the ring with some force. Now Batista's under the ring, searching for a weapon, and Lesnar catches him with a baseball slide and comes out to join him. It's amazing. This is an Extreme Rules match here, and we've not seen a single weapon yet. Obviously, it would have been a count out a long time ago if it wasn't Extreme Rules, but still, both guys trying to get a weapon. And it's just like an endless circle. That's one thing that 2K has to change in the next game, is people staying down for long enough for people to do things. If somebody goes under the ring for a weapon in an Extreme Rules match, we've just watched it constantly. Look, Lesnar go into the ring. Batista gets back up. Batista's given him a second this time, and that's a bad idea as Lesnar's got a hold of a baseball sledgehammer. Takes it away from Batista, who took it away from him. And Batista takes that sledgehammer straight to the stomach. Hip toss there by Brock Lesnar. Brings Batista back up to his feet. And Lesnar with the German suplex again, holding his grip. There's the second German. And again, still got the grip. And there's the third German suplex. Batista looks down and out here, going for the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Brock Lesnar's victorious here in an Extreme Rules match that only counted 1 sledgehammer hit. Wasn't that extreme, was it? But still, there was some great action. We saw the triple powerbomb on the outside, and of course this F5 as well on the outside. I think Batista was destined to fail ever since that move. But it wasn't all one-way traffic. Batista had his opportunities here. As you can see with that Windsor Change style sidewalk slam, but it was this trio of Germans after the after the sledgehammer to the stomach, which finished Batista off, and Brock Lesnar's victorious. And I'm thinking Lesnar's definitely someone we should consider for the championship maybe next month, or even moving to current day roster for a few months just to freshen that up a little bit. All will come to fruition over the next couple of weeks. But this is a great win for Brock Lesnar. The Beast defeats the Animal. And our main event this evening will be Shawn Michaels defending his WWF Championship against CM Punk. The following match is scheduled for one falling, and it is for the WWF Championship. And here we go with our 4th title match of the evening. Crucifix Bomb starting off things there by Shawn Michaels. Of course, we have seen 2 new champions crowned this evening already. Could we see a third here this evening? This was supposed to be a bit more of a proper match. However, for some reason the game completely bugged out and we lost this feud. However, we are still going to go with this title match here. Great running forearm there by Shawn Michaels. Springs back up to his feet. And now a Russian leg sweep there by CM Punk. It's a shame we never got to see these two wrestle in real life, because I really think they would be a great combination in the ring, especially at their peaks. Knee to the stomach by CM Punk or Shawn Michaels, then a drop kick by Michaels to Punk. Back elbow by Punk, and then went for that running kick, but it must have lost his ring awareness because Michaels was nowhere near. Shawn Michaels now with that arm drag. Punk goes down. Michaels again with that running forearm, springs back up to his feet. And of course, this is Michaels' second defense of this championship. He did defend it successfully at the last pay-per-view to The Undertaker. The first time in this universe mode in the Attitude Era that somebody was able to actually defend that championship. We saw The Rock lose it on the first pay-per-view. We saw Angle lose it on the second pay-per-view. And then Shawn Michaels finally successfully defended it. And this could be his second successful defense here. And if it is, then we will see someone actually hold the belt for almost 3 months, which is quite unique in this universe mode. A lot of the championships do change hands very often. Of course, there are still a few guys dotted around in the rosters that have had the belt since the very beginning. For example, the Blade Runners in the Retro roster, they've had the belt since day one. Dolph Ziggler with the Intercontinental Championship as well on the current day roster. He's had that belt ever since day one as well. There's also Dean Ambrose at Combat Zone Wrestling. He's had the World Championship since day one. So there are people dotted around, and Kenny Omega in Global Force Wrestling has had the Junior Heavyweight Championship since day one as well. So obviously I think things are going to become more difficult for these guys. We do know that Dolph Ziggler will defend his championship in a couple of weeks' time at the current day roster's Summerslam. Kenny Omega is going to defend his Junior Heavyweight Championship at the Caesar W pay-per-view next week. So check that out. That's going to be the best of the best pay-per-view, and he will be defending that belt against Drake Younger, who won the Best of the Super Juniors tournament a few weeks back. And the Blade Runners, I've got no idea what to do with the Blade Runners. The Blade Runners have defeated every single team in the Retro Universe road so far. We were looking at maybe creating another team like the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. However, Hogan is currently the world champion, so for him to fight for 2 belts is probably not the best idea. I'm sure somebody will eventually take out the Blade Runners. It's difficult though. You've got the Ultimate Warrior and you've got Sting. You've got 2 of the top guys on the roster teaming up together. CM Punk now bringing Michaels back to his feet, and there's a big boot to the side of the head. Again, brings him back up. He's going to go for a suplex, but Michaels reverses into a snap suplex of his own. Now pulls CM Punk into the ring. He's going to go for it. He's looking for a submission hold. Shawn Michaels locks in the sharpshooter submission on CM Punk in the center of the ring. Punk trying to get across the ring. Michaels breaks it, knowing that Punk's eventually going to get there. He thought he did enough damage, but obviously not, as Punk fights way back up to his feet. And now Punk has Shawn Michaels up on his shoulders. Punk hits the GTS. We could have a new champion here. CM Punk pulls Shawn Michaels into the middle of the ring. Going to go for the pin. 1, 2, and no, Shawn Michaels kicks out. I was convinced we had a brand new champion there in CM Punk, but Shawn Michaels showing his resilience. Punk there with a neck breaker, and now on Michaels again. Punk's just going to continue his tirade here on Shawn Michaels. But Michaels catching Punk now with a couple of running forearms. There's the atomic drop and a scoop slam as well. Michaels brings Punk back up to his feet, and Punk with a quick roll up on Michaels. 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Michaels reverses it though. Hops over the top of Punk. And that's a 2 count again. No, that's it. That's the 3. Shawn Michaels picks up a quick, sneaky victory there with a reversal pin. I don't know why CM Punk stayed down for 3 there, but I was about as shocked as you are. Obviously, the damage had been done on Punk by Shawn Michaels. You see Punk catches that GTS, but only for a 2 count. Michaels showing his resiliency. But there was that pin there. I can imagine that Shawn Michaels put his entire body weight on the top of Punk. But either way, Shawn Michaels, for the 2nd month successfully, defends his WWF Championship, and CM Punk, as you can see there, showing some respect to the guy who defeated him here this evening. It was a quick and sneaky victory by Shawn Michaels, but CM Punk knows he's been beaten, and he's been beaten fairly. Alright guys, that is the end of our Attitude Era's SummerSlam pay-per-view. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a couple of title changes, some great matches, and a couple of sneaky victories, as we saw here for that WWE Championship. But if you do check out the description below, you will find the link to all the other brands that we're currently running on this universe mode. We've got current day roster, Global Force Wrestling, Ring of Honor, the Retro roster, Attitude and Combat Zone Wrestling. Again, if you could like the video as well, that'd be immensely helpful for me. And if you would subscribe, that'd be fantastic too. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Shabby Gamer, and goodbye.